Hi friends, welcome to the new video session, and here we'll be talking about data tables. That's the third part of what if analysis. We have spoken about goal seek and scenario manager before. This time data tables. Now before I delve deep into data tables, where is it used, how is it used, let me just introduce you to a small model that's prepared. It is very much in line with the ones that we have already used in the previous two case studies on what if analysis. That is, I have price and quantity being sold, based on which revenue has been computed. On the other hand, I have also taken into account fixed cost, in this case 20,000, and variable cost, which is nothing but half, that is 50% of the revenue, 30,000. That's the formula fed in. Comparing revenue and total cost, I arrive at a total loss of 5,000, negative profit. Now from this given model, I want to do a sensitivity analysis based on the fact that what is going to be the impact of price and demand on profit. Different levels of price, let's say 15 rupees, 16 rupees, 17 rupees, and different levels of demand, let's say 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and how is that going to impact my profit or loss maybe. So I am going to introduce to you what if analysis, which is there under data tab, and within which you'll find data tables. How do you prepare report? I'll come to that, but before, you must look at the sample output, which will give you a clear-cut overview of what it looks like and what is it for. Let us say, based on the same model, I have prepared a sensitivity analysis which talks about different levels of pricing, different levels of quantity being sold, and these are the potential numbers for profit. If by chance, if you increase the sales quantity, as you can notice, the number go on increasing, the profit numbers, and based on conditional formatting techniques, it is turning into green. Similarly, if you are crashing the prices, you can expect some losses. That is what it's being exhibited out here. Now, based on these different scenarios, combinations, you're getting the profit impact. This is what our objective is, and not just to prepare the case study based on data tables, but also to help incorporate these easy to use buttons to help modify the numbers of sales, quantity, and price. So let's go back to raw data. Let's see how 4 steps can help us prepare that kind of a sensitivity chart. So as of now, let me pick up 2 variables based on my question 1, which says price and demand, and how is that going to impact my profit. So I prepare a chart which says, let's say 10 rupees could be the potential price if it crashes, and I'm adding a formula beneath it saying please add 1 rupee to it, so that I can copy paste the formula down and have a sequence of potential prices starting from rupees 10 till 20. In future, if I observe that the price is escalating, then I can potentially increase this to 15, and automatically the later prices goes on increasing by rupee 1. So this is point number 1. Let me pick up one variable which I have. Let me set up the variable horizontally, the second variable being demand. So let me begin with 1500. Let me just add 300 to the existing number, such that I can copy paste the formula. Alright, let's say till 3600. Now you will notice that I have purposely kept one cell blank just above and before this vertical and horizontal data respectively. Now why is that? Because I need to tell Excel that you must show me the impact on profit based on the logic formula that has already been written out here. So this is trying to make a connect with the model. After I press enter, so okay, now I have introduced the formula to the sensitivity chart. Now how do I create that impact chart? You must choose the data layout. You'll notice this would be incorrect. So shall this selection be. you must choose neither more nor less, exactly like this. So far what we have done is simply linking and data input. Now let's go to data. After choosing the data set, let me go to data tab and reach out to data tables under what if analysis. Now here you will require a quick logic. A logic which says what you must put inside row input cell and what must you put inside column input cell. Now from the terminology it is clear that you must put in cell reference, let's say A4, B4, C5, etc. But which cell? Now to help us remember that, I have devised a quick mnemonic. If you read this, VCHR, what does it mean? Vertical data should go inside column input cell. Horizontal data should go inside row input cell. Now vertical data in this case, top to bottom, is referring to price. That must go inside row input cell. Now if you choose price from here, you might ask, why not from here? Yes, the dispute would arise. So the idea is you must choose the price not from the data layout but from the main model. So there appears no dispute right now, neutral venue. Again repeating, vertical is price, must go inside C, column input cell, and hence you must take price from the main model. Similarly, let me jump to row input cell. So let me recollect HR. HR refers to horizontal data, which is demand, should go inside row input cell HR, and that you must derive from the main model, quantity being sold. Okay. So now if you notice, I have a clear sensitivity chart ready, and if I can quickly format this so that it appears readable, I'm simply pressing Ctrl B to help me make it bold. I'm choosing the entire data beneath it, going to home, applying comma style and reducing the decimal. So if you look at the numbers trend, you will notice a lot of losses accumulate at this point and a lot of profits accumulate at this point. Why is it so? Clearly, if you're selling something at reduced prices and the quantity being sold is not very appealing, you are going to suffer losses. In contrast, if you keep the prices high, and fortunately the clients are also buying the product at the higher prices, you'll notice the profit is maximum in amongst the given case scenarios. And the best part is, if you change the price to, let's say, 20, automatically the next one shall change to 21, 22, and not just that, the values also change. Not just for prices, but also for demand. So let's say if I put in 2000. Perfect. Let me take one more example of VCHR. This time the question is, you might want to pick up demand and variable cost percentage as input variables to show the impact on profit. So it is not necessary that demand must always be taken on the horizontal part. It can also be taken on the vertical part. So let me do one thing. Let me replicate a similar exercise wherein I put in the potential demand quantities. Let's say 2000. Simply adding 500 to it so that I can create a chain. Let me keep it till, let's say, 5000. On the diagonally opposite to the first cell, I am putting in the various options of the variable cost percentage. So I'll keep in line with the data input cell. So I'm just writing 10, not 10 percentage, because here as well it is not 50%, it is simply 50. So 10. Just adding plus 10 to it so that I can have scenarios like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and so on. So I've purposely kept one of the cells blank, which is the meeting point of the vertical and the horizontal data. I'm just making the headings bold. Now let me make a connect equal to profit cell. So that is how it makes the connection. Once the connection is established, let's now activate data tables and apply it. So choosing the data, what if analysis, data tables. Okay, now let's recollect VCHR. So vertical is demand this time, that must go inside column input cell VC. So you must not choose it from this data set, but choose it from the main model as we did earlier. Similarly, horizontal is the variable cost component of the sales based on sales. So horizontal, that's variable cost, must go inside row R, and you must take it from the cell, the last yellow cell. Okay. So if I format this data output quickly using home, comma style, you will notice the general trend that if the demand quantity is low and variable cost as a percentage of sale is high, you are suffering the maximum amount of losses. The bracket signifies negative number. So I'm saving this file because in some time we will also be applying the buttons so that any changes in the input also have an adequate reflection in the output. But before that, I would also want to apply conditional formatting, wherein if the numbers are negative, it must be shown in red. So taking cues from the earlier videos, let me select all the impact values. Let me go to home, conditional formatting, new rule. This is based on the learnings from earlier videos, so in case you would want to revise those, feel free. Let me go to new rule. The second option, as we had discussed earlier, the second is the most commonly used option, which says cell value if it is less than 0, that means it is a negative one, please format it in a font color red, and I would want to keep it bold. So that is the format dedicated for cell values less than 0. Let me press OK. I will apply once more conditional formatting for positive numbers. So I go to conditional formatting, new rule. Second option, cell value is greater than or equal to 0. If that is the case, format, font, color being green and making it bold. Okay. Okay. So now if you notice, the entire scenario changes, gives you a quick overview of how you must play the numbers around to get the maximum profit. So we'll continue with this session in the next video. Till then, practice till this part.